Awesome. So kindly confirm, are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Somebody unmute. Judy, are
Yes,
you able to see my screen?
I'm able to see your screen.
Okay, okay. Right. So I want to take you to a step further. Now, in my experience, we learn some very interesting formulas that are that are really being asked. And these formulas, somebody wants to mention something. It's okay. So we look at the final part of the formulas that are commonly used. From we looked at the basic ones while introducing formulas, the intermediate ones in the one we are doing the graphs. Now we are doing the advanced one. So not to be scared. Now, these formulas, I find so much people in HR asking. Somebody has unmute your mic. Judy? Judy, do you have a question? You can ask.
Not really.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Right. So these formulas you find are being used a lot by guys in HR. Anything finance, actuarial science is also part of finance, economics, accountants as well. So, and also I find, and guys in production and logistics as well. So this, and also you can use it in various industries. That's from what I've seen. I know you'll also utilize it elsewhere. Now, remember, we can, I want to remind you on something. It's these ones. You have index, we have the match, we have the lookup, we have the VLOOKUP, you have the H lookup. You can read more about H lookup later on. You have the X match, then we have the X lookup. Now, I'm going to show you a bit of history. Like the way you remember Kenya, we got independence 1963, the struggle, the Mau Mau. If you're from another country, there's that one as well. So even some formulas have an history. Now let's start with index. Let's see what index is about. You can write index here. Let's just put it here. So we have index in cell E5. Now, if you're using Excel 2021 and above or Google Sheets, you'll find two how do I call these skeletons here, like this. So we have the array, which the array of the reference in terms shows the source data. Then you have to get the row number and you have to get the column number. For this case, I'm going to select the second part. So you have the reference here. Then you want to find the row number of John Rambo. So I'm going to select like this. Now remember, you can also calculate the column number if you want, or if you want the area number as well. So that is entirely up to you. So I'm going to select column number. I'm going to leave it like that. So don't worry, let me delete. So to recap, it returns a value or reference of a cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. So I'm going to select this array like this. Then you can select the row number. Maybe you want row number 1. Maybe we want to bring John Rambo. Sorry, you can select row number 2. So you count from up going down. Then you can select the column number. Want the revenue that John Rambo is getting, you can select column 2. Now, why have I selected 2, 2 here? You are counting from up, down, left to right. So if it's a row, you're starting from up, going down. If it's a column, it's from left to right. So you have 2, 2 like that. Then you get the revenue for John Rambo is 46.78. By the way, let's change this data type. Come to think of it, I can put this one as dollars, like that. Then you can just put like that as well. I don't know if I've understood index. I really want to go slow in this one so that I can understand. Have you guys understood index? By show of thumbs. Have you understood index? Do you like me to repeat? David, which side of the equator are you on?
Repeat, repeat.
Yeah, please don't be afraid to ask me to repeat as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and don't be afraid even to stop me wherever you've not understood. Okay, here to assist you. So we're going to write the index formula so you can see what it entails and what it hopes to return. Now, if you're using Excel 2021 or Google Sheets or 365 for Excel 24 later versions, you'll get these two parameters here. Now it depends with the scenario. So I'm going to show you the first one. The second one, this case really doesn't apply. So the array that we want, remember an array is a collection of cells irrespective of the direction. So I'm going to select this one. That's the array. Now, we want to get the revenue for John Rambo. We can see John Rambo is in row 2. David, I don't know whether you are with me.
Yes.
So you can count here, you can see it is row 2. So I'm going to select the row number as 2. Now the column number is optional. It's an optional parameter, and even the bottom one, the area number is optional. So that one can explore the second one at your free time. Now you want to get the revenue. Which column, David, holds the revenues?
Column B, column
Column
2.
B. So which position is column B?
Position in terms of
The,
position 2.
yeah, good, good. You are counting from left to right. So it becomes, for this is the first column, the first position. Revenue is in the second position. I don't know whether you're with me, David.
Yeah, very fine.
Then you close bracket, then you press enter. Then you have index. Are we together up to that point, David?
Yes.
Right. Anybody else who's not understood index? Right. Are we all, I hope you're all good, eh? Who else? Mercy, I hope you're good with index now since you've joined. Okay, let's continue. In case you feel I need to repeat, please unmute and let me know. Please don't be afraid. I'm also here to assist you as well. Now, let's head over to Match. Let's see what Match looks like. Now, the best way to know what a formula is about, you just type like this, where I showed in the previous classes. You look at the lookup value, the lookup array, and the match type. Oh my God, I've forgotten something. Let me shift these cells down. So let me try to X, paste there. Here I should write the lookup. Yeah, lookup should be up here. So let me cut and paste this one here, and this one comes up here. Sorry for that confusion. Yeah, so let's look at the lookup. Now, lookup, before we go to the match, what does it say? It looks up a value either from one row or one column range or from an array, provided for backward compatibility. So it looks from either from one row or one column range. Let's see how it looks like. We want to use the lookup value to get the revenue for John Rambo. So pay attention. So the lookup value we want now is John Rambo. Now remember, the parameter for lookup value must always be outside the source data. I'll show you how to apply these formulas in a while, but I want you to understand. So the lookup value should always be outside the source data. Please remember that point. If it was inside here, it will bring an error. Trust you me. Now, like look, the Excel version that you could be using, I think even older version have these two setups. So you have the lookup vector and the result vector. So that's, you can check that one out on your own free time. But I want us to focus on the second one. So you want to get the revenue for um, the array for the revenue for John Rambo using the second one. We see If not, I'll show you the first one. Then you can see this is the array that you want. Pretty easy, isn't it? Straight to the point. I like this formula. David, I don't know whether you're with me. You've understood the lookup formula.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Mercy, are you good? Kindly unmute. Are you okay, Mercy, up to that point? It's okay. Lewis, I hope you're okay.
Yes, I am.
All right, let's continue. Now, there's a reason why we've told you look up first. I'll show you why. So we have match. So it returns the relative position of an item. So this one is about positioning. Understand the keyword position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. So I want you to get this one. So the lookup value is here. That's why I wanted to show you lookup first. Our lookup array is this source data. Now it doesn't have to be a small table, can even be a bigger table, irrespective. So we have the match type. You can select less than, you can select the exact match, or you can select greater than. Now match is usually used for numbers, because if used for text, it will bring an error. For example, if I select exact match, it will bring this error. So let's say we want to get the revenue for John Rambo from this one, since we've gotten here, since that one is a number or a currency rather. So the data type, like I told you, is very important. So kindly note that one. So the lookup value in this case will not be this text, it will be this one here. The lookup array is this one here, like that. Good. Then you want to get the exact match, maybe less than, greater than, depends on how you can explore that one at your free time as well. So you can close bracket, then we get error again. So let me just remove this one here. It's a common mistake people make. So you can press that one, then you get 2. So it is telling us it is at the second position here. Whether this one is not an currency, it's a number. I don't know whether you've understood much, because I intentionally did this A part because people forget. I intentionally did that. So remember, the match, the data type is only about anything that is a number or a currency. Anything else, it will bring an error. Don't know you guys are with me with the match formula. If you are with me, give me a thumbs up. David, you have something to say? You can please unmute. Say.
No. Sorry, I think I was unmuted, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. Right. So that.
Excuse me, Alvin.
Yes, please ask.
I've really not understood the match formula. Can you explain it again?
It's okay. No worries. Right. So let me restart from scratch. There are two common errors that people make. Now, the reason why I read this sentence is so that you can understand the position. It's all about positioning. So whenever you read any formula in Excel, it's sometimes good to read this order here. It will really give you a brief description of what that formula is designed to achieve. Now, for example, match is all about positioning. Now, match looks at the number. Data type has to be a number or currency. Kindly note that if we select text like this, then you select like this again, then you select exact match. You see, there is no text that can be greater than or less than. It is impossible. So even if you select that one, oh, wow, it has brought the number, yes. But in combined data types, it usually brings an error. But mostly I use it for numbers. It works best that way. I don't know whether you're with me up to that point, Victoria.
Let me ask, the zero after the selected array,
Yeah.
what does that represent?
Okay, so 0, if you can see here, 1 represents less than. This is like sort of a binary code in Excel formula. Some formulas have it. Then 0 represents exact match. So it will look in this array and find the exact match of John Rambo and return the position of John Rambo. So if you select less than, if it's a number, it will bring a number less than that. If it is greater than, it will bring a number greater than that. Don't know whether you're with me, Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah, so this greater than and less than is why I'm saying it is best used with data types that are numbers or currency. But for text, you can use exact match because technically I think that is even best. So it will bring the second row position. Now, if we select again, if we want for a number, we want to look up for the lookup value. Now the lookup value can use currency as that one. Now, remember always any parameter that you find as a lookup value, it must always be outside the source data or the source array. So we are going to select this one here. Now the lookup array in this case, we want to select here. Okay. Now if you select less than, it will bring the one that is less than that. Some cases it does. So it will bring the one that it looks from the very first. So it will bring less than 2, like that. So if it brings greater than, it will bring something, I think 8,000. So don't worry, look at an advanced formula of match, but that's how a match formula works. I don't know whether you're with me up to that point, Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah, so don't worry, that is how basic it looks like. Now, we are going a bit a step ahead, so I really want you to walk with me slow. Are we all good up to this point, please? If you are all good, please give me a thumbs up individually. If not, you can give me a thumbs down. And I hope you guys are not getting confused. Sometimes these formulas are confusing, so it's really good to understand. Now we come to one formula that I can tell you for a fact many HRs and finance people love this formula a lot. It's called VLOOKUP. The reason I don't know. So HLOOKUP, you look at it at your own free time. So I'm not going to show you. It's the horizontal part of VLOOKUP. Now, VLOOKUP, the V here means vertical lookup. HLOOKUP is for horizontal lookup. So you look at that at the free time, but it's only the direction that will change. So I'm going to show you VLOOKUP because it's more or less the same. It's only the direction that is different. So how does VLOOKUP work? By the way, let me show you a trick. You can use, and instead of writing the formula here with equals, you can design it another way. Remember the formulas tab can come back here. Now they are categorized differently. So remember, VLOOKUP aims to look for the position and bring the exact first of entry of a certain lookup value in a source array. So it is a lookup formula. And if you ever need to revisit, you can just type VLOOKUP, then it brings you this different explanation. I think you can see it in your column. So it looks at the leftmost, the very first one. So if you don't want to write this formula lengthily, or even for any other formula, you have to know the category and you have to know what it hopes to achieve. So I'm going to come here, look up and reference. There are all these other formulas, all that offset rows, sort by. We looked at this. Transpose converts a row into column and column to row. So I'm going to use VLOOKUP. I want you to see. It brings up this dialog box. Now, here we can just directly select the lookup cell. So our lookup cell here is that one. Okay, that is the cell that contains our lookup value. The next parameter is the table array. So where is our table array? It is this one right here, A3 to B6. Now, we want to return the revenue for John Rambo. Victoria, take a guess. Which column index number are we going to put here if they want to return the revenue for John Rambo?
Column 2, which is column B.
Good, very good. So just like the lookup formula, we start from left to right or up to down, depending whether it's a row or a column. Now, the range lookup, we want to set it to true. We want to bring the approximate match or the approximate value, or false. We want to bring the exact match. So I'm going to set it true, or in some cases it is 1 or -1. So you can see here it is true, or you can just manually type it here true, whichever one you want. So if it's true, it's approximate. If it is false, it is exact. So I'm just going to type 1, then you click OK. So you can see even here it has already typed for you. There we have it. By the way, have you understood this other method here? If you've understood the other method of writing a formula in Excel, give me a thumbs up. David, would you like me to repeat?
No.
Right, so whichever method you use here, if you want to come back here, you can just know the category, then you just write, or you can write manually. It's either nevertheless the same. Now, horizontal lookup just changes the direction. You can explore that one as you at your own free time as well. Now, let's look at X match. Remember, we've done a match here. So if you can't use these two, if you don't have version 21, Google Sheets or account, So let's see how Xmatch looks like. Now, Xmatch tells it returns the relative position of an item in an array. By default, an exact match is required. So this is now different. In the match formula, it has to bring default. But this one you can set it to a different method. So let's say the lookup value we want now is this one. Remember, Xmatch is also about positioning. So the lookup array is this one right here. It has to be the array containing this one, can't be everything. Remember, I did that error on purpose in the match formula. Then here is now where it gets interesting. You can select an exact match on next smaller item, exact match on next larger item, play around or wild character match. Then if you don't want that one, you can skip a comma because it's an optional parameter, just like that. Now here's the way it gets interesting. In the match formula and VLOOKUP formula, we had to go from left to right or up to bottom, up to down. So it will bring by default the uppermost or the leftmost value, depending on what you've entered there. So in Xmatch, we can twist it. Okay? So in Xmatch here, we want to set it from last to first or first to last. So this is entirely up to you. Let's say you want to switch it up a bit, you want to say from last to first. So if it's a large data set, you want to bring the last revenue of John Rambo, you can use it that way. If it's the first, you can use it that way as well. So I'm going to select -1, close bracket. Are we together up to this point? David, are you confused or are you with me, brother?
I'm confused a little bit. Repeat.
Where are you confused exactly? Where did I lose you?
No, like the range. The range.
Okay, let me just start from scratch, okay?
Okay.
To help you understand. Now, X match is interesting. Now, remember the way we understood match, Mr. David.
Yeah.
Right now, X match is an advance of the match formula. It's only in 2021 version. So Xmatch, what it does, you can set it there. You can see the explanation right here. So it is also about positioning. Now the lookup value, because you want to deal with number, just a minute. The lookup value you want to bring is this one right here. Sorry for that. And The lookup array has to be an array that contains the lookup value because you want to bring the position. Now, X match and match can be used for rank, for ranking. Now you can come here and select like that because you cannot select here like the way I did it match because it brings an error if you remember very well. Then you can set the match mode to either exact. David, do you have a question?
No, no.
Are you with me up to this point?
Yes.
Right. So the match mode here is where it gets interesting. In the match formula, we could only go from default. Okay, the default being up to down, left to right. Here we can select whichever match mode we want and the search mode we want. So while character match will show in just a while, but the exact match that you want by default it is exact match. So you can set this one or this one depending on the scenario or this one as well. We'll look at that one later as we continue the class today, but for now you can set that one. The search mode now is where we can set it to whichever direction you want. Remember it searches from up to down, left to right. Here you can twist, you can say I want it to search from bottom to up. Or rather, what our president likes to call bottom up in quotes. Then you can set it from search to last or first to last. By default, it is this one, but you can also set it either way. So I'm going to set it from last to first. David, up to there, are you with me?
Yes.
Then you can close bracket, then press enter. You can see the result is the same because it is a small data set, but in a large data set, these values will be different.
Okay.
Right. So let me take a census. How many of us are going to use the match formula? Show of thumbs. Just feel free. How many of us are going to use the match formula? Tiffany, Elizabeth, okay. David, yourself, it's okay. How many of us are going to use the X match formula? David, why the thumbs down?
No, I think with time we'll master it. With time.
It's okay.
Yes.
All right. David is not for it at the moment. Who else is going to take the X match formula? Who else prefers the X match formula? By thumbs up. Oh my, no one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I hope you've learned something new. Now, here is where now we are going to use VLOOKUP on steroids. It suffices to say, and I mean this positively. Whenever I see any person I work with or somebody using VLOOKUP, I humbly tell them in a kind, professional manner that respectfully, you are lagging behind. You can just direct that one to Swahili or your native language. Why? Because once you understand XLookup, you won't want to go back to VLOOKUP. Though VLOOKUP is still important because it's part of the journey. Now, all these index, lookup, match, VLOOKUP, X match all add up to XLookup. Now, before you use unique, remember I told you use index, lookup, value. You can even try value, by the way. You see how it looks like. So, oh, sorry, I've forgotten the cardinal rule. So you can write value. So it converts a string that represents a number to a number. So you can set if it's value. So it converts a text to a number. Let's say this one, then that, then I know it will bring an error, but that's how it is. So you used to combine a lot of formulas as well like that. So that is what it happened before the unique formula came. So unique really saved us a lot whenever we are doing the analysis. So this is just value, converts a string that represents a number to a number. You can also explore formulas like format. You can also explore formulas like number value and so on and so forth. They are all up here as well. So if you're in actuarial science, Can also explore this one or economics like X and PV, net profit value, the internal rate of return, and all that. So that one can explore as you continue at your own free time. But what I want us to focus on is the XLookup. Now remember, X match, you've seen it is an advanced of the match formula. Let me show you how XLookup works. Anything formula X match, for example, does not pay attention to direction, meaning you can set it whichever direction that you want. Okay? XLookup, the same thing. It does not pay attention to the formula VLOOKUP direction or the HLOOKUP horizontal direction. It does any direction. It's just you to set it. By default, it just takes, like I've showed you, from left to right, up to down. Now, XLookup is a very powerful formula. Let me give you an example of this same data set. So you have the XLookup like that. A lookup value is this one. A lookup array is which array contains the John Rambo? David, which array or which column contains, in this case it's a column, contains John Rambo?
8A.
Column A, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to select the data entries like that. Then I put a comma. Then which column represents the return array? We want to get the revenue. Victoria.
Column B.
Good. Thank you very much. Notice in VLOOKUP we selected the entire table array. In XLOOKUP we are selecting individually. Please note that. Now we are going to close brackets like that. Then we get our answer as by show of hands, how many of us are lost? By thumbs. How many of us are lost with XLOOKUP? Give me a
Uh,
thumbs up if you are. Where are you lost, Victoria?
I'm not lost, but Alvin, I'm asking,
Yeah.
where are we looking up for a value which we already have with all these formulas?
The reason why I'm showing you all these formulas is to help you fully understand Xmatch and XLookup and see how far we've come. I don't know if I've answered your question, Victoria.
Yes.
And also you have alternatives. You can, if you feel you can use this other formula, you can also use this other formula. Like the way David has said, it's just a matter of time. So, okay, Victoria?
Okay.
Right. So this is XLookup. Basically, it is a more powerful way and more better way of doing this. Now, the benefit of XLookup is this. For example, we want to use VLOOKUP. We are looking up for the lookup value. We are returning the table array like this. Then we want the column index number, let's say to be 2, since we want the column index number is 2, and we want to bring an exact match. Now, in some cases, VLOOKUP, whenever you select exact match or approximate match, it brings an error. In some cases, it actually does. So to combat this, XLOOKUP does a better job in the sense that since it pays attention to all directions, we'll see moving on, it helps us identify whether we can set it to up, down, left, right, or whichever. So this is the powerful thing about XLOOKUP. Let's continue. Let me show you how it looks like better on all the parameters. So you have XLOOKUP. A lookup value is John Rambo. Let me do this one right here. So you have XLOOKUP. A lookup value is John Rambo. We want to bring the revenue for John Rambo. Select the lookup array. Remember, lookup array is that one. Should always contain the lookup value, and the lookup value should always be outside the source data. The return array is this one. So the value if not found here, in VLOOKUP, it brings an error. Okay, so for example, if that one it brings an error, we'd sometimes use another formula called if error. Let me just leave it here, then I come back to the lookup. So if this brought an error, like the error we are seeing NA div, like this N stroke A, then brings an apostrophe like that. Sometimes you have div, then brings 0 like that. Such errors, there's a formula we can use to replace those, which is called if error. Then you do like that. Now the result of this formula, assuming it's an error, then you can give it the value an error if error 0 or any other value in quotation marks, or like that. So that is basically now what XLOOKUP, instead of writing this merge formula, which if error is a really good formula to learn as well, you can use XLOOKUP exponential like that. Now, what do I mean? If the value is not found, just that in case it brings an error, what value can we give? Maybe we can write in quotes. Remember, if the data type is not a number in Excel formulas, you have to put it in quotes. So you can write not found. So that if error, the value of error now you are telling XLOOKUP to bring if not found, to bring not found. Now the match mode, like X match, you can set it to exact match, exact or next smaller item, exact match or next larger item. So you can set it to this one if you want. Remember, this one is just a code. So if it's -1, it means this. If it is 1, it means this. If it's 2, it means this. So you can set it to that one. The search mode, you can search from first to last or last to first. So it depends entirely with how you want it to be. So I'm going to set it from last to first. VLOOKUP does not give you this freedom. For the if not found inside that formula, you only have to use if error, unlike what we've done. The match mode VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP won't give you that option, and the search mode as well. Same applies to match. So that's the beauty of XLOOKUP. Then can close bracket, and there we have it. How many of us are with me have understood a part of XLOOKUP up now? Give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. A part of XLOOKUP. Okay, good. How many of us have understood XLOOKUP fully? Give me a thumbs up if you've understood XLOOKUP fully. Only Elizabeth. Yeah, not to worry, guys. Lewis, where are you stuck? It takes lookup.
No, I'm not stuck. I have grasped the content.
Yeah. So I hope now, guys, you've understood why we had to start all the way from index all the way down here to X match, then X lookup, so that you can fully understand how it comes about. So in case you get an error, and by the way, if error doesn't work, if error is not only does not only work with the lookup, it works with all Excel formulas, by the way. So in case you get an error like this, then you want to replace this error, and you've done the formula correctly, you can use if error to replace. So it looks, this is the syntax, and the value if error, just put a comma outside that formula like that, then put the value if error like that. It's pretty simple, and it does the work for you. Now let's move it a step further. So that is the XLOOKUP introduction. Let's go now to the second part. I tell you, XLOOKUP is very sweet. Let me show you. Here is where VLOOKUP cannot do. I will tell you this. VLOOKUP won't do this. Sometimes you have Arnold and you forgot the second name, and you have a very large data set. Will you panic? No. Will you go and do some data validation? That's one way to solve it. But sometimes you may not have time to do that. This is now where XLOOKUP comes to save you. So I'm going to do this again. So I'm going to copy the format painter. Then I'm going to use XLOOKUP to find the revenue for Arnold, and I'm not going to add the second name for Arnold. How are we going to do this? Stay tuned. We are doing this together. We're going to conquer this together. So I'm going to write the XLookup. Lookup value is this. Now remember, the second name is not present. And in our data set, we only have terminator, Arnold terminator, and the lookup value is Arnold. So what we do in these such cases, you can either type and like this. Then you put in a wild character. So the best wild character I commonly use myself, the best wild character I commonly use is an asterisk, shift 8, like that. What this does, let me show you just a bit. So our lookup array is this one. Remember, it contains the name Arnold where it is found. The return array is this one. Now I want you to watch with me. I want you to pay attention. We are going to see why we are using that wildcard. Then the value if not found, we can put it as what have we not done? So don't worry. Value if not found, you can write not found, or we can even leave it as a blank. So you can how to put it, leave it as a blank. You just type in the quotation marks, then press space bar once or even twice depending on how you want it. Now here's where we use the wild character match. Remember the previous time we said exact match. Exact match on next smaller item or exact match on next larger item. Remember in our lookup value use the wild character, wildcard or wild character, which is the asterisk shift 8 if you're using a QWERTY keyboard. So I'm going to come here and select 2. Which are the most common wildcards? You have the asterisk, the multiplication sign there. You have this one here, I think it means not, or not, it is used to negate, which is shift and the key above the tab key on your keyboard, and you also have the question mark. So those are the 3 wild characters that you can use, symbols. And remember, I put it in quotation marks because it is not a number, so remember that as well. Then since I've already selected 2, I just press tab or type 2, the code. Remember, the search mode, you can set it from first to last, last to first, or whichever. So I'm going to set it to maybe sort in ascending order, like that. Then I'm going to press that way. Sorry, I'm going to leave this one alone. Oh yeah, ascending order. It's not a text data. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to set it that way. Then press enter. Allow me to ask this in Swahili. Wangapi wamefika Canaan na wild character matching XLookup? Give me a thumbs up. Would you like me to repeat? If you like me to repeat, please give me a thumbs up. Lewis, where are you stuck? Are you stuck or are you good?
I am good.
Right, for the sake of the rest, I'll repeat again. So, let me erase all of this. Now, why have I used wild character match? It's because it will help us include, in case maybe you want to type just for Arnold, bring either the first Arnold that we want in this list. Sometimes it can happen and don't have the time to do the data entry correction. So what we do, we can use XLookup to help us solve this problem. So our XLookup is that one. And remember, we don't have the second name for Arnold. So that's why I'm going to select cell E3 where the source, the lookup value is, then I'm going to put the and symbol, shift 7. Since the second name is not there, now we are replacing the second name in the lookup value with a wild character match. We've looked at the 3, asterisk, question mark, or the not sign. The not sign is the one on the left side of number 1 on your keyboard. You're using QWERTY. So going to put in the quotation marks like that. Sorry. Then let me even do it here. Then I'm going to put the asterisk. Shift 8, or even can put the question mark, by the way. So that is the wild character match. So you have to use the not, question mark, or the asterisk. Those are the wild character match. This wild character represents the second name of Arnold, which is missing from the lookup value. That's why we are putting it there. The lookup array, just do it as normal. It's this one. The return array, simply this one. The value, if not found, you can just put a blank space. Right, sorry. That. Then the match mode. Now this is now where we come back to our wild character match, which happens to be 2. So you can type 2 or just use your arrow keys and then select 2. Then press tab on your keyboard to select it. Then, assuming you want the last Arnold, remember it brings the return the value for the either by default from first to last or last to first. So the remaining 2 binary search it's for text data, so I did that mistake, sorry. So for the first 2, you can see you can bring it for all other data types. So for this one, I'm going to select search from last to first, put it there, then press enter. Sorry. I'm going to select one if that one hasn't worked. Since that one, the wild character, that one is not working, I'm going to put an asterisk. I think that one works best. Yes, it has brought us our value as well. Are we together up to that point now? Is everyone okay? If you are okay, give me a thumbs up. Judy, are you okay? If you're okay, give me a thumbs up. Please, if you are not, unmute and just ask. Mercy, are you okay?
Actually, your presentation keeps disappearing from my screen.
Pardon?
Hello.
Yes, you can
Your
speak.
presentation keeps disappearing. I've not been following up with.
It's okay. The rest of the class, have you been experienced any breakages on my side? Maybe David, you can unmute and tell. Elizabeth hasn't. David, have you been experiencing any presentation challenge on my side? From my side, rather.
No, no.
Yeah, it's okay. So Mercy, I think it could be your internet has a problem. So you can try checking your internet connection. Could be the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But not to worry, the class
Okay.
is being recorded. Right, so that is how we can use XLookup using the wildcard match. So that is how powerful XLookup is. And remember, you can also use the same lookup match here in XMatch as well. Remember, there's this parameter. Let me take you back here. You see, there's also the wild character match as well. So you can use it there in a similar fashion as well. That is how powerful XMatch and XLookup is. Now, let's look at 2 criteria XLookup. Now, we want to get the GDP. Please ask. Somebody has a question?
What if you have 2 Arnolds?
2 Arnolds.
Yes.
Yeah, that's now where you come here. You see this last parameter for search mode. You can either set it from first to last or last to first.
Okay.
That is now the beauty of it. Then you just press enter, it brings you the result for any of the 2 depending on the direction that you have set. I don't know if I've answered your question, David.
Not like you had Arnold Terminator and Arnold Rambo.
So what it does, like in this
Yeah.
case, assuming Arnold Rambo was the second one, we've set it now to
Yeah.
first to last. So it will bring for Arnold Terminator because it's the first Arnold to
Okay.
appear, depending on the direction you
Okay.
set. If it was Arnold Rambo, if Arnold Rambo is below Arnold Terminator, we'll now set it from last to first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Basically, that is how it works. Are we good up to that point?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to set it from first to last. I hope I've answered your question now. Any other question?
None from my side.
Right, class, are we good up to that point? If you are good, give me a thumbs up. Marcy, Lewis, you good? Marcy, you're good? I think she had an internet problem.
I'll follow up on the recording.
It's okay, it's okay. So don't mind, I think I've opened something, but I'll close it. So we want to look at the two criteria lookup match. So we have sometimes you have two criteria that you want to see. You have the GDP, you have the country, you have the year as well. So let me close this one. So just so that doesn't disturb. Sorry for that. Now we want to get the country for country Z in the year 2023. We can use XLookup to do this as well. So you can come and do XLookup. So our first lookup value is the country Z, like that. Our lookup array is this one right here. Remember, the lookup array has to contain the lookup value as all times. Now here's where it gets interesting. For the return array, we can use another XLookup value so that it looks up the GDP for country for the year 2023. So we've already looked for the country. So we're going to type XLookup again. Yes, it is possible. You can use a formula within itself in Excel. Doesn't matter whichever it is possible. So you can come and click here. The lookup value in this case becomes that one. A lookup array. Now, we've been selecting columns. Now, remember what I told you. An array doesn't have to be a column. It can also be a row. So, irrespective of the direction, this is also an array. Like that. Now, the return array, like I told you, irrespective of direction, whether it's a mixture of columns or rows. Then you can now close bracket. The rest, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's optional parameters. So I'm going to close the first bracket for the first XLookup, then the second bracket for the second XLookup, and then press enter. So, and the GDP for country Z for the year 2023 is 23. So you've done it correctly. Have you understood that one?
Excuse me, Alvin. Can you come again, please? My network was down for a moment.
It's okay, it's okay. So I'm going to repeat. So you have the XLookup formula. We want to use to search it for two criteria that we have, or two lookup values. So we want to get the GDP for country Z in the year 2023. So I'm going to select country Z as the first lookup value. Then the lookup array that we want to select for country Z has to contain country Z, which is this one. Now, since you're using two criteria, we can use another XLookup formula inside another XLookup formula, or you can use XLookup within itself. So you can use XLookup again to now look for the lookup value for the year 2023. Then you have the lookup array, which happens to be this one, like that. Then we have the return array, which happens to be this one. Okay, since an array is done irrespective of the row or column. Okay, it is done irrespective of the direction. That is what arrays are done. So the other three parameters, I think it's pretty straightforward and the optional. So I'm going to close the first two like that. Then press enter. Because you're closing the bracket twice at the end because the XLookup formula 2. Then you have the GDP for country 3Z, which is 23. I don't know whether you've understood that point. I don't know who was asking.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. David, you're good?
Very good.
Lewis, I hope you are ready for Tuesday up to this point.
Very ready for Tuesday.
What about you, Tiffany?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's continue. That sounds good. So that's how you can use for multiple criteria, for two criteria rather. Now, you can use XLookup for multiple criteria as well. So you have Luke Hobbs. So I'm going to remove John Rambo here. I show you something. No, I'm going to remove Rambo here. Intentionally, I want to show you something. And I'm going to backspace one like that. Now we want to get the hours worked, PIPs and satisfaction levels for these guys here. Okay. So we also can use XLookup to do that. So XLookup formula like that. Lookup value is this one. A lookup array is this one right here. Remember, it is the one that contains the source, the lookup value rather. It has to always be outside the source data. Then you have the return array, which happens now to be hours worked, PIPs, and satisfaction level. So I'm not going to select the revenue. I'm going to select this one. Then I'm going to close bracket. Then press enter. Then that's how we got it. So what is the hours worked for lookups? 40. PIPs is that one, and satisfaction level is 1. Are we all good up to this point? Lewis?
Yes, we're good.
David?
Good, good.
Judy, I hope you're okay. Judy, I think, has left the building. Tiffany? You're good?
I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, remember we can just do a spillover and just do a flash fill. So you can do that one. You can explore this one tab later. So I'm going to double click like this or just extend down. Now, somebody tell me, why is there an error? Somebody, and let me select.
I think because of the search value was controlled at H4.
Haven't you
Your search
understood?
value is H. Yeah,
Yeah, the search value here is H4. You can see here the formula has gone down to H5.
H5.
So it is okay. So why
It's
do
okay.
you think there's an error? It's okay. If you don't know the answer, it's still okay. Lewis, would you like to take a guess? Why do you think there's an error?
Okay, maybe I'll give it a try.
Okay.
So when you are doing the last XLookup using a wildcard,
Yeah.
it was helping us choose all the names, even if it was a second name, because even if it lacked a second name. Now our Rambo, since we did not specify the XLookup with that, we did not prompt it to have a wildcard, it will be in, I think, inachanganikiwa what will it look kwa Rambo, so inashanga italeta Rambo gani, because we did not specify like a wildcard to check the second name.
Very good. Very good. So how do you recommend we solve this problem, Lewis? Take a guess.
So I would recommend we use an asterisk at our XLookup here. The first, at the search we use the ampersand and then the asterisk, so that it may look for all with Rambo, all names with Rambo.
Do we look before H5 or after H5?
Hapo sasa sijui, siko sure.
I give you a hint.
Yeah.
Look at the names, how they are positioned.
It will be before H5 because Rambo is the second name, so we are looking for the first name, so it will be before.
Very good. So I'm going to put the asterisk there, press and, then press enter. So don't worry, let's redo it again, guys, so you see how it looks like. So XLookup. Then now, since the way Les has explained, it comes before. We don't have John, but you have Rambo. So I'm going to put an asterisk there, then press and, then our lookup value is H5, like that. Good. Our lookup array is this one, which is also good. Our return array, remember we are looking for the hours work, PIPs, and satisfaction level. So we're going to select these ones right there. Then we're going to close bracket, then press enter. Yeah, I think I know, could be sometimes because of the, how will I put it? The value if not found, that is the return array, sorry. So value if not found, now this is now where you can put the answer there, you can put a space. Then match mode, you want to find wild character match. This is not what I not put, sorry. Then the search mode can search from last to first. So sorry, I did not set the wild character match. Sorry for that. Then get our answer there. It's 35, 3, and 4. And that is how we go about XLookup. Have you guys understood XLookup? Liz, please ask away.
I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. Right. So that is the beauty of XLookup. So it's something very powerful and something very interesting. Now, before I show you various methods, I want to show you two types of referencing. So referencing is basically, how will I put it? Referencing is just like picking data from one table to another or just out of calculating things. Like for example, we have 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Then we have there's 3, let's say you can put 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I want to do a direct reference, I can just do it simply like this. I just put an equal sign, then I select the value that of the cell that contains the value I want to bring here. So just fix 2 like that. So it's pretty simple. I can also do the same for any value here, and it brings like that. So this is what we now call direct referencing, direct cell referencing. So this is basically called cell referencing. So let me rename this one as cell referencing. So it's just using the value of one cell and putting it in another cell. So there are 4 types. There's direct, there's absolute, there's relative, and then there's mixed. So let's say we have now this one here. We have now this one here for the, let me put this one as relative. No, let me put this one as relative here so that you understand. So we have relative cell referencing. So what happens, we want to multiply this one by this one. So you just do, you can even write the product like that, or you can just populate like that, then close bracket, or just do a times. You can just put the multiplication sign like that. Now, relative cell referencing just operates row wise. So you can just drag down like that. It operates. You can see that the row number is changing as you keep going down. Now this is now what we call relative cell referencing. So the way we've been doing it, you can drag down like that, or you can just put the cursor there and double click. It's called relative cell referencing. Are we good up to that point with relative and direct? I know they are pretty easy. If you are good, give me a thumbs up. David is good, Tiffany is good, Les is good. Right. Now, let's move on to the third one, which is called absolute cell referencing. So absolute cell referencing is pretty unique. Let's say you want to divide all the answers we've gotten there, you want to divide them by 3. So you can put there, or even 3.5, example. Now we want to divide the results here by only this value here. So how we do this? We just do the normal d4 divided by 3.5. Now I want you to see, if we do the double click, we'll get this error. And we don't want to use the if error formula to replace this one. By the way, let me show you quickly how it works. So if error, then you can just put 0 like that. Then it replaces. So that's the beauty of if error. But in this case, we don't want to use if error. We want to multiply all these values by this one. So this is now where direct absolute cell referencing comes in play. So we've gotten our value for D4 here, and we want to divide them all by the value in F2. So we come here to the formula bar. After we've entered the formula, then we put a $sign for the column and the row position. So the column position is represented by letters always, and the row position is represented by numbers. So basically what we are doing, we are locking cell F2, so that all the values in the relative cell reference, which is in column D, divides only by cell F2. Such that if you come here and then you double click or you drag down, it will give us the result. Now you can see we are not getting any errors. By the way, you can also round, so don't be afraid to use the round. It's that the round function, so don't be afraid to use it as well. I don't know whether that is clear about absolute cell referencing. Are you guys okay with the absolute? Have you understood? David, would you like me to repeat it?
Okay. No. I'm okay.
Right. So let's now look at something we call mixed cell referencing. Now, mixed cell referencing is pretty amazing as well. So if you want to multiply the values table to come up with like sort of a matrix, mixed cell referencing will help you. So for example, I can put here as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then here I'm going to put it as 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I want to show you how we can do mixed cell referencing. Now, what is the common thing between these values here? David, what is the common thing between these values?
Between the values in column H, in column L, and the ones on the row 3.
Actually, you've answered the question. You've already answered the question. These values are all in row in column L, isn't it?
Yes,
And the other ones are in row 3, this row
row
here.
3.
So that's the common thing. That is what should guide you in mixed cell referencing. That's a very good attempt, David. Thank you. Now, how we are going to do this? We are going to do this in a unique way. So the first method, there are 2 ways you can do this. We can select this one, then you can multiply or use the product function and then select that one. Now, because they are all the ones in column L are all found in column L, yeah, karibu accent hapo, we can now lock row L in this case because they are all in, column L, because they are all in column L as well. Now, for these other ones, they are in row 3. So in this case, we won't lock the column like the way we did in the absolute. We are going to lock the row. So row 3 like that. then you press enter. So you can now just come and populate whichever direction you want, then you can drag down like that. Sounds good? If you're okay, give me a thumbs up as well. If you've understood that is awesome. Now, here that is the first method. So suppose you don't want to drag across and down if you're dealing a large data set. So what you can just do, just press Control. How will I put this now? Like that. Shift right, shift down like that. Then I come here to the formula bar. Let me just select this range of cells like that. It's actually this way, like that. The range of cells that you want the results to be put in. You come to the formula bar. Now you write the product function or whichever the asterisk function that we've just done using the getting the product of the two. Then you select this one right here. Then the second number is this one. So you just lock column and like that. Then you lock row 3 like that as well. Then you close brackets and press Control Enter. It gives you it populates like that. So would you like me to repeat the second method if you've not understood? Give me a thumbs up, the second method for mixed cell referencing. If not completely understood and like me to repeat, give me a thumbs up. Don't be shy. You're all here to learn. Tiffany, you've understood the second method?
Yeah.
Okay, so whichever one you want to use, you can utilize it differently, however you want to utilize it as well. So you can use the XLookup formula. Unfortunately, we don't have time. It's run out. But you can use this data set, the sample clean data set that we used in the fourth class to come up with detailed table summary. I'll just give you a snapshot of what it looks like for the customers. So I'm going to open this one here. Let's wait for it. Remember, it is a cardinal sin to analyze and clean data. So data wrangling is a must. Never forget that rule. It is if there's any, never forget rule number 2, that is that one. So let's give it time to open. Yeah, so we have it here. So let's say you want now to come up with a detailed summary. I'm going to write a detailed summary. Yeah, like that. Then I can get the market. Then I can get the unique market. So unique, this is just a quick fix. I'm going to show you. Then you can come at the sample data set. So you look for the market, which happens to be this one. I'm going to scroll all the way back up. So remember, you can use you can't use tables for this one. For the detailed summary, if you're using unique, all right, then press enter. You have that one. So you can get the first country. So the first country here, you can use XLookup. This is now where VLOOKUP cannot work. Now remember, the lookup value must always be outside the source data. That's why you got the unique first. Then the lookup array, which happens to be the country. So we look for country. Yeah, this one here. Control Shift down. Come back here at the formula bar. It still works. The return array, sorry, the lookup array should be the market. Yeah, you're not correcting me there. Sorry. That. So I've just pressed Control Shift up, then Shift down to deselect the first row, or you can type here from 1, then type 2. The return array now becomes the country. So like that. So the value, if not found, you can skip it by entering another comma like that. Then you can also skip this one if you want exact match or not. By default, it will bring exact match. Then the search mode, now here is where now first or last to first can come in. So let me set it to last to first, then I change the title there. Let me first set it to first to last. I think that one will help you not confused. Then press close bracket. Then you have Mexico, voila. Then you see it does a relative cell reference. So if I want the last country based on the market, you can now do XLookup. This is now what VLOOKUP cannot do. So we're going to select the lookup value, which is that one, the lookup array, which happens to be, I hope I'm not too fast, guys. If I am, please let me know. Like that. Then the return array now happens to be the country. Like that. Then, comma. The value if not found, you can skip it just by entering a comma like that. Remember, you have to skip these optional parameters. You want to get the last one. Match mode, I know by default it is exact match, you can skip it. Now the search mode, instead of setting from first to last, we can now set it from last to first. Like that. It will bring -1. So don't worry, it's just about this coding right here. 1 in this case is search first to last, -1 is last to first. So I'm going to set it there, close bracket, then press enter. By the way, guys, if you've noticed, the first country and the last country is different. I don't know whether you're able to see that, David. I know you asked this question. David, are you with me?
Yes, yes, they are different.
So that is how you can use this. You can set the direction and use it directly. Tiffany, I hope you've understood that part, and Lewis as well.
Yes, I
Yeah, I
have.
have.
Awesome. Good. So then now from here, you can proceed to do the average ifs. You know, there's some ifs. You can just go play around with it. You can do the max ifs. Then you can also do conditional formatting and what have you. So you can also practice this one for the customer name as well. You can practice this one even for the segment if you want. So play around with this data set as much as possible. This sample data set and apply as often as you can, right? So this is just basically on the search direction, the first to last and the last to first, depending on how it appears on the data set as well. Sounds good. So I think without any much further ado, I'll stop it there. Unless if somebody has a question, I'm happy to answer. Any question? Are we all good?